Hey, what is up, guys? It is Nine here, and today I want to talk to you guys about Yoru, the newest agent that was released into Valorant, and why it feels like seemingly no one is picking this agent. He's completely absent from pro play. He isn't seen in ranked at the highest levels. He isn't even seen at ranked at the lowest levels. Even the low-rated players know he isn't very good. And I just kind of wanted to give my overall thoughts on what are the issues with Yoru, and maybe some of the things Riot can do to make this character a lot more viable. So let's talk about when Yoru was released. So he was pretty much released at the start of the brand new episode, the brand new act. I think his exact release date was January 12th. Don't quote me on that, but I think that was when he was released. And of course, he was a duelist, so of course people were excited to play him. He looked really cool. I thought his trailer was really cool, and seeing his abilities in the trailer, I genuinely thought he was going to be a very strong character because the teleport looked like you could do some really cool outplays with it. The footsteps, obviously, another thing to do mind games and outplays. His ultimate seemed really broken from the video. I thought insane flanks and lurks, and then his flashes seemed like, okay, these are like gonna be like really good. If you're good with your timing, you can execute perfect pop flashes with peaks. And I thought, whoa, this duelist is gonna be sick. Everybody's gonna love him. He's gonna be in pro play immediately. And none of that came to be true. As soon as Yoru was released in the game, people started playing him, and it was very easy for us to realize the inherent weaknesses with his kit. But let's talk about his flashes. So his flashes are undoubtedly the hardest to use. They aren't breach or Reyna flashes that you can literally throw through walls. You have to try to bounce them off at angles and then try to hopefully hope that it blinds the enemies the way you want it to, and then try to peek with that. They are really easy to mess up. Like, just think of all the times you've played with a Yoru on your team and he's blinded the whole team. I know I've blinded my whole team many times playing Yoru, and it's just because the timing is sometimes hard to get down. But I feel like if you're really good with Yoru flashes, yes, you can get value. But if you need flashes, just pick Breach, Phoenix, or Reyna. Their flashes are much easier to use, and they are more powerful. That's the thing. Like, Yoru's flashes are the hardest to use, yet they're pretty much the least effective, I would say. Like, Breach flashes, my goodness, you are blinded for an eternity. If you get hit by your Yoru flash head on and you don't look away, the flash really doesn't last all that long. So honestly, like, if you need a flash agent, there's just no reason to pick Yoru with the kind of the skill that his flashes require to use, and just their overall effectiveness aren't as good. And then there's of course the teleport. This thing looked super cool for making outplays, and on YouTube the first few days Yoru was out, crazy lineups for all the maps, how to get into the enemy spawn using Yoru teleport. And then been trying out these, but the whole problem with that is that it makes too much noise. It alerts people, they're gonna go hunt you down, and it's not like you can get away because the one movement ability is that teleport. So if you use it to get into the enemy backlines, you gotta pray you win those gunfights, or you are going to be in trouble. And they only last 20 seconds, so you only got a short window to use them. It's not like a jet dash that you can use whenever, right? Yoru teleport, if you set it down or throw it somewhere, if you don't use it within 20 seconds, well, too bad for you. You're not going to be able to use that ability. You're not going to get any value out of it, and that's just that. And the animations are definitely too long. It's not like a jet dash. Like a jet, if you're in a gunfight, you whiff the first couple of your bullets, you notice your recoil's going bad, you can just dash out. It is a get out of jail free card. Yoru teleport, you cannot do that. If you're losing a gunfight and you try to teleport, you will literally put down your gun, stand still for long, and you just make yourself super vulnerable that you will probably never get that teleport off, right? But you probably don't want to be using his teleport like that anyways. But because it only lasts 20 seconds, it's too loud. The animation to pull out your gun once you complete the teleport is too long. It's really hard to make aggressive plays with the Yoru teleport. Everybody wants to be making these plays, where you set up this insane lineup to get it into the enemy spawn. But just because of the way it works, the timer, the the 20 seconds, the animations, it's really inconsistent to get value out of like aggressive teleport plays. So the only way you can really effectively use his teleport is, you set it down in a safe area, you try to do some scouting, maybe you flash a corner, you peek around for enemies, you get info, you let them think you're one place, and then you teleport back to safety. But it's just so inconsistent to get value out of, honestly. And then we gotta talk about his ultimate. Once again, his ultimate is really, really not that good. It's just, it makes too much noise once again once you get out of it, and people will hear you and they will gun you down because you have a long animation when you take out your gun. But you're saying, but you're invisible, they won't know where you are. Well, the thing is, a lot of times you have to push into a tight corridor, a tight chokeway, and if you step too close to somebody while you're in the ult, they will see you. And when somebody knows you're in your, when you walk by somebody in your ult and they notice that, they will chase you down and wait till you have to get out of the ult, because they know once you get out of the ult, it's gonna be a long animation for you to pull out your gun and they will kill you. That's one of the biggest issues with the ult, is that if you get spotted by somebody, they will chase you down and you are going to die as soon as you get out of the ult. And sometimes it's unavoidable because you just have to push into a corridor that's so tight that they will see you because they're going to be in range of seeing you. You're not always invisible in the ult, and that's why, once again, it's a very inconsistent ult. It's hard to get regular value out of this ult. A lot of times this ult is just you suiciding. Like, it's not a good ultimate ability. It's too hard to get value out of. The only like reasonable way to try and use it is to gain intel for your team, really. But then, like, even that, like, it requires your teammates to follow up properly, and then you're gonna get chased down, gunned down. So it's just definitely not a good ability. And my issue was that I thought he was going to get buffed by now. We knew that he was getting some buffs in patch 2.03, but it turns out he didn't get any buffs. He got some quality of life changes. Like, now you can see the range at which enemies will hear your teleport once you teleport to it. And, like, yes, that's a good thing. I like that they added it. That's not buffing the kit. That doesn't make him at all any more viable than how he actually is right now. So honestly, I think Yoru needs a little bit of some tweaks, and I think you have to tread the needle with a character like this, because I feel like if you adjust him too much, he's gonna be really strong, but if you do nothing, he's gonna continue to be the worst duelist in the game. So I think you need to make the animations a little bit faster. When he gets out of his ult, make the animation to pull out your gun just half a second faster. Same thing with your teleport. Once you use it, just make the animation half a second faster, because you're still gonna, or either that, or you make the noise, the range at which people can hear you, lower, because every time I get off my ult, no matter where I'm at, it feels like the whole enemy team can hear me no matter where I'm at, and that really, really sucks. And then the same thing if you're trying to line up your teleports to do aggressive plays to get into the back of sight. Once you use that, everybody knows where you're at, man. So it's either you pull out your gun faster so you can contest them at the gunfight faster, or it makes less noise so you can actually pull off that really strong flank. So I think doing either of those can definitely help the character. Either they make him more quiet or they make the animation shorter. And I think that's, honestly, you just kind of mess around with it, right? You don't want him to be completely silent, because there needs to be counterplay. If Yoru just ults and he can just run wherever and you're going to have no idea where he is because he doesn't make any sound or anything, I think that's going to be definitely too OP, right? So you definitely have to thread the needle with how you want to balance a character like this. But I think this character has a ton of potential. People were really excited with him because they knew, this character has a ton of potential for outplays. I've made a couple of cool outplays where, it's a 1v1 scenario. I fake the fuse, I throw out some footsteps, they peek around a corner, and I kill them. And I think, honestly, his footsteps are what I get, like, some of the most value sometimes. Being able to fake out footsteps on one area is, really useful, even though it was bugged for the first, like, month that it was out. But yeah, I think a really cool character, really good design. If they just tweak a little bit of, his abilities, I think you could put him in a good place where he's gonna be viable, where we might see him in pro play every now and then. Because in pro play right now, if you need flashes, it's just Breach or Phoenix, really. and he's just outclassed by all the other duelists. Like, you cannot replace Jet with Yoru. You think you can aggressively op with Yoru the same way you can aggressively op with Jet? It's just not gonna work out. But yeah, guys, that's overall just my opinions on Yoru. Do you guys think Yoru is actually pretty good and people just haven't realized his potential, or do you agree with me? How would you like to see him being balanced? You think he'll be balanced at the start of the new act that's coming up very, very soon? Let me know any of those down in the comments below, guys. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to support it by giving it a like and leaving a comment. And I'll see you in the next one.